So a shark will only grow about 8 inches inside of a fish tank, but it can grow 8 feet or more outside of a fish tank in its natural environment in the ocean, right? So ask yourself, why is this? Obviously, the shark, what it does is it adapts to its environment. So it's conscious of the fact that it's within a tank, so it will not outgrow its environment. Now, you have to ask yourself, are you constricted by your environment? Is your personal growth constricted by the environment that you live in and dwell in on a daily basis? So that is what we're going to talk about today. So if the shark is able to flourish and grow 8 feet or more beyond the fish tank, I kind of think of this in terms of us as people. And think of the whole idea of what an environment is. An environment is the collection of all the people that surround us, the dwellings, right? Who we interact with, the businesses that are there, the schools that are there, just the environment in general. What type of environment do you live in? And is your environment holding you back? Right? Is it constricting your growth? Is it holding you back? And for a lot of people, now I've had the opportunity to do a fair amount of research in this area and to talk to a lot of people. Just let's just pick the last 8 years who have clearly been restricted and impacted by the environment that they grew up in or by the environment that they currently lived in. So a lot of times we're held back because we see the same things all the time. We talk to the same people all the time. And a lot of times, the people that we're spending most of our time with don't do anything to help us grow, right? They don't do anything to help us get beyond that 8 feet as far as growth is concerned, right? And let's think of our 8 feet is our imagination, right? Our 8 feet is how far can you go in life? How many things can you accomplish? That is our 8 feet. And so a lot of times we spend so much of our time with people who don't allow us to grow beyond our little fish tank. And the fish tank could also be your mind. You can't see beyond what you've never experienced, right? You can't see beyond what you have never experienced. And a lot of times we have not allowed ourselves to experience that stuff because of fear. Fear holding us back from getting outside of our comfort zones. And so, therefore, we are restricted. Our personal growth is restricted. Think of the relationship that you're in that is probably restricting you, right? Think of that person who doesn't do anything to add to your happiness, but everything to hold you back. And how that relationship that you're probably in right now, that you've always wanted to leave, if you only leave it, then you could see beyond your fish tank. You can get out of your comfort zone. You could move beyond your 8 feet of imagination. Move beyond the 8 inches that you're restricted to as far as your imagination is concerned. You could move beyond that. Think of if you decided you wanted to try to find a new job, to move away from the current job that you have because you've gotten too comfortable there. You don't even really like it, right? You might not even really like the job, but you've gotten comfortable. And so you're not growing and you're not really happy. And so think of how that restricts you. And the only reason why you haven't left is maybe because of who surrounds you, right? No one else is trying to grow, so you're telling yourself, well, why should I do the same, right? Think of how that restricts your personal growth as well. And pick any situation that is holding you back. Sometimes it's just you holding you back. and think of all the daily habits that you have that are just holding you back. And a lot of times those habits have been reinforced by the environment that you live in. So you have to ask yourself a very important question. Do I want to grow beyond the fish tank that has either been created for me or I've created for myself, right? Some of us have grown up in circumstances where things are really challenging, and it's not always easy or possible to move beyond the environment that we grow up in. I certainly know what that's like, growing up poor, right? Moving to the United States several years ago with barely any money in my pocket, working my way up, doing all types of jobs, things that I never thought I would do to get to the point where I am, because I wanted to move beyond my fish tank situation and really kind of open up my mind and see what is possible. Because I realize a lot of times, if you can't, for a lot of people, they say they have faith, but people need to see things sometimes to actually believe that they are possible. And a lot of times when you're seeing the same thing and you're hanging out with the same people all the time, your imagination, it doesn't allow your imagination to run wild. And sometimes we need our imagination to run wild, right? So I understand what it's like to, if you want to get out of that environment, how challenging it could be. You know, I certainly, I grew up poor. I know what it's like to want something, and it's so difficult to get it. But you've got to will yourself to be able to do that, to get beyond your environment, right? So remember, the shark in the fish tank will grow 8 inches, right? Just to make sure it fits within that fish tank. But it can grow 8 feet or more when it's actually in a habitat that it really wants to be in, its natural habitat. What if you were able to find yourself in a situation that you really wanted to be in? Just imagine how much you can grow if you willed yourself to put yourself in that type of situation. So let me know what you think. What is holding you back? What is it that you need to let go of in your environment? What relationship do you need to walk away from, or friendship that you need to walk away from, or job that you need to walk away from, or maybe you need to change your church. You're at the wrong church. Just not everybody in a certain church is necessarily good for you. Maybe you're just in the wrong place, wrong job, wrong church, wrong friends, wrong whatever the case is, and you need to move beyond that and have a new environment, new people, new friends, new whatever the case is, so that you're able to grow. What is it that you need to get rid of so that you can get beyond your fish tank? Leave your comments. Please don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your post notifications. Don't forget to hit the like button. And until next time, peace.